right, guys, I've just about made it. Hopefully by the time this video goes out, I've surpassed 1,000 subscribers. I will say I have done it very slowly. I have grinded out 1,000 subscribers, but it's finally here. I want to appreciate all 1,000 of you that have subscribed to this channel. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching the videos and commenting or liking. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I am very pleased to finally be at 1,000 subscribers. Got a little bit of news to share with you. I'm sure you've already realized it to a point, but my original channel, Hopeful Remnant, I've actually kind of split it up into 3 channels for the time being. The original channel that you're watching right now, most likely you have subscribed because of the gun content or ballistics and rifles and things like that. It has went through a name change. It's now Hopeful Ballistics. It's the same thing, same channel, just it's had a name change. So you don't have to go subscribe somewhere else. You're already subscribed. And it just has a name change, Hopeful Ballistics. So my rifle cartridge reviews, my rifles reloading in the range, my coffee and cartridges will be the 3 main shows on this channel. And I'll focus on ballistics, which is what I like to talk about. I'm gonna continue to have some fishing content on here and some hiking content when I get the chance. You know, I thought about making a 4th channel for that, but I don't really want 3, but I don't want 4 for sure. And I thought, you know, the fishing and hiking kind of goes along with the hunting and the shooting and the ballistics because it's all outdoor. So the channel Hopeful Ballistics will have an outdoor theme, but be focused mainly on ballistics and guns and shooting. I am going to start 2 other channels, and one of them will go back to the original name, so there will be a Hopeful Remnant channel. So I'm going to take all my biblical, spiritual content and my show Watchmen on the Wall, where I delve occasionally into politics. I'm going to take those off of this channel onto a new channel going back to the original name, Hopeful Remnant. Hopefully that's not confusing. And because that's just on my heart. It's a calling. I feel like I can't get away from it. I'm not going to stop talking about things in this world that I think need talked about. I'm not going to stop talking about the Bible and my faith in Christ. But that's going to be on another channel, and it's going to be Hopeful Remnant. And then the 3rd channel is going to be basically kind of the pop culture stuff. So I talk about video games occasionally on here. Anything in the future I want to talk about regarding video games, it's going to be on this 3rd channel. And you know, there's times I'm a big fan of Star Wars. I'm a big fan of like Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, Legendarium. And I occasionally want to talk about that stuff, but it's just so far removed from talking about rifle cartridges. I just never did it. So I'm going to have a separate channel for video games, books and movies that I want to talk about. And then I could just throw any random thing on there. If I want to make an omelet video, I'll throw it on there. Or some kind of cooking video or something. Just whatever I want to throw on there, but it'll be mainly about pop culture. And this channel is going to be called Joe Face. Joe Face. You might think, what on earth, or why on earth would you call it Joe Face? So back in high school, two different years I was part of what they called PTV. Our mascot in high school was a panther, so we had Panther television. And once a week we would produce this little like 5 to 10 minute show that the whole high school would watch at the same time. And it would basically give out news like, here's what's happening this weekend, here's a dance coming up, here's how our football team's doing, whatever the case. But mixed within the news, we would throw out little skits and things. We would, basically comedy. We would just do little funny skits and make everyone laugh. And one of the projects I was working on, just not even serious, just kind of as a joke, I said, presented by Joe Face Media. And one of the other guys that was working with me, he thought that was just the funniest thing ever. So for a big part of my life, I've had an email that was joeface@gmail.com. And so it's always been a weird little name that I kind of went by just occasionally in I don't know. So that's going to be a totally different channel. So The one you're watching now is Hopeful Ballistics. It's going to be about hunting, shooting, rifles, cartridges, and then it'll have an overall outdoor theme, and I'll have occasional fishing and hiking stuff on here. If you're interested in pop culture, like, you know, fantasy books and movies, video games, and just random stuff, that'll be on a channel called Joe Face. And if you're interested, please go subscribe. It probably has 0 subscribers at the moment because I just started it. So if you're interested in that whatsoever, please go subscribe to that. If you're not interested in that, and you only like the gun stuff, then obviously just forget about that channel. And you won't be seeing it on here anymore. And then I recommend everyone to go subscribe to Hopeful Remnant. And that's going to be one, you know, the more serious side of me, where I talk about politics and news of the day, and, you know, just all things the Bible, all things Christianity. I might get into evolution and creation. I might get into just who knows what, but it'll have a more serious tone with a more spiritual impact, and looking at the ideology of the world and how it impacts us. So I recommend everyone to go subscribe to that channel. It'll be hopefulremnant.com, or not .com, but Hopeful Remnant. The website I have, which is very basic and bare bones, and I'm going to do a lot more with it as time goes on, but right now it's pretty basic. It's going to continue to be hopefulremnant.com, and it'll all kind of be linked to that one website. And if you go to Patreon, it'll also say Hopeful Remnant. It's all linked to that original Hopeful Remnant name. So once again, all you care about is the gun content. Just stay subscribed on this channel and you'll be good. But I would ask you, if you would, to go subscribe to Hopeful Remnant. And then if you're into pop culture and you want to hear my take on some stuff, then go subscribe to Joe Face. I've been mentioning here recently that I do have a Patreon. Let me be clear. I don't expect any of you to give me money, okay? I don't expect it. I'm not asking you for it. But I do have it there available if somebody wants to support the channel. So let me just tell you that I have a full-time job, and I'm very busy, and I make pretty much all my videos on vacations or on my days off. And my goal at some point is to do this full-time. Maybe not just this, maybe YouTube and a few other things, but making videos is what I want to do full-time. And right now I'm a million miles away from that, so I haven't got a cent from any videos I've made yet. So I'm a million miles away, but that is the future, and that is where I want to go. So, you know, there's a part of me that says, don't start a Patreon. But then I look and everybody has a Patreon, and I see huge channels that have a Patreon, and there's just thousands of people that support their channel. And I thought, well, why not me? I don't know. But once again, I'm not asking you to, and I'm not expecting you to. All I want from you is you to watch my videos, like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I want. But if you feel like, you know what, this is pretty good content, I want to support him, I'll be very grateful for it. And so, as of now, I have 0 patrons. I don't even know really what I'm doing with that, but if I do get a few patrons, I'll try to do something for those people. But just want you to be aware of it. My Twitter and my Instagram, I have linked in every single video. I won't pretend like I'm on there all the time because I don't have a lot of people on there. I don't have a lot of followers. But if I could get, you know, quite a bit of followers on there, I'd be more active on there. So I would like to be more active on those social media platforms. All right, news out of the way. Just for those who have subscribed because they like the gun content, once again, that's what this channel is going to be, Hopeful Ballistics. As of now, it's going to be mainly just 3 shows: coffee and cartridges, rifle cartridge reviews, and rifles, reloading, and the range. Or triple R, that's what I call it. Coffee and cartridges, triple R, or rifle cartridge reviews. If you have any comments about those shows that I do, or ways that I could do it better, not like a jerky comment, but just like, hey, I like your content, but I really wish you'd maybe focus more on this, or why don't you try to do this type of video? I would love to hear that, because I take all that as important feedback, and I definitely try to apply it. So definitely looking forward to hearing that if you guys have any comments. I know I've got some subscribers that Jess has given me several ideas for videos. I believe it was Kyle that actually gave me the name Hopeful Ballistics. I was thinking Perfect Ballistics, and then he mentioned, what about Hopeful Ballistics? And I thought, perfect. So I've had a lot of good input. Actually, Alaskan Ballistics on one of my videos mentioned trying to add more B-roll and things like that. Great idea. Why didn't I think of it? But I've got a lot of good input, and like I'm starting to get this, and I'm starting to make better quality videos, I think. But I've got a long way to go, and I'm just learning. And sometimes I learn from failure. Sometimes I learn from success. But any opinions or advice you have for me, I would be glad to read about it. And though my goal, as I've stated, is to do this full time at some point, it's going to be a while, I'm still just having fun. I'm really enjoying doing this. Really am. So got a lot of ideas, got a lot of things I want to do. I just have limited time and limited money. And I have actually invested a ton of time and a decent amount of money in equipment to get to this point. And I'm very glad for the 1,000 subscribers I have. To most YouTube channels, 1,000 subscribers, they get that every couple days, right? But when I look back and I remember having like 13 subscribers, to think of having 1,000 would be like, wow, I finally made it. So for my size of the channel, I am thrilled. I am thrilled to have 1,000 subscribers. I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. And let me know how I can improve the content. Let me know how I can do a better job to entertain you or inform you. Once again, keep it civil, but if there's certain videos I do that you just absolutely hate, or if there's certain videos I do that you really like the most, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to read about it. So once again, just to summarize, 1,000 subscribers, thank you guys. Check the Patreon, Instagram, Twitter, and my website links. And then this channel you're watching has a name change, but nothing else has changed. You don't have to resubscribe. It's now called Hopeful Ballistics. And I'm going to have 2 new channels, Joe Face for pop culture stuff, and then Hopeful Remnant for the more spiritual and political stuff. So please subscribe to both of those if you're interested. I'll just leave it there. Hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, take care.